Let's talk about something that I am willing to bet happens to all the time. It's one of the most frustrating, but also kind of funny quirks of our minds. Why you can remember some obscure fact you heard years ago, but you can't for the life of you remember the name of the person you just met 5 minutes ago. So, does this sound familiar? You're at a party, you meet someone new, they tell you their name, and poof, it's gone. Vanished. Yet, if someone asks you about that complex theory you just learned about, you could go on for hours. Well, if that's you, you are definitely not alone. And it turns out there's a really fascinating psychological reason behind it. See, your brain is constantly juggling two totally different kinds of information. On one hand, you've got what we can call surface level data. This is stuff like names, small talk, basically social labels. But on the other hand, you have meaningful information. We're talking about complex ideas, deep concepts, and yeah, all those random facts that just seem to stick. And this isn't a test of your memory. It's actually a value judgment your brain is making completely behind the scenes. And here is the big insight, the thing you really need to hear. If you struggle with the surface level stuff, but you're a rock star with the meaningful info, it is not a sign of a bad memory. Psychology actually tells us it's a feature, not a bug. And it's all about how your brain is wired to get rewarded. Okay, so let's pop the hood and see how this actually works. It really all boils down to your brain's internal reward system and the incredibly powerful drive of curiosity. This is where it all starts to click. Psychologists have this amazing term for a behavior they see in highly intelligent people. They call it short bursts of deep obsession. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's when you just fall down a rabbit hole on some topic, you absorb absolutely everything you can, and then you move on. Well, that's not random at all. That's just your brain's curiosity system in overdrive. And here's why it feels so good. When you learn something complex and interesting, your brain releases dopamine. Yup, the feel-good chemical. You are literally getting a chemical reward for feeding your mind. A person's name, it's just a label. It doesn't do much for you. But understanding a brand new concept for a curious mind, that's a genuine thrill. So we need to completely reframe this. This isn't about being forgetful or antisocial. It's a sign of what psychologists call intellectual hunger. It just means your mind is built to prioritize depth over surface-level chit-chat. And intellectual hunger is exactly what it sounds like. It's this powerful, built-in desire to learn and truly understand things. It's a pattern that's often linked to a high IQ. A mind like this isn't satisfied just knowing what something is. It has this burning need to know why and how it all works. And when you look at it like this, the distinction becomes crystal clear. High curiosity, that powerful desire to explore new ideas, is a hallmark of intelligence. But on the flip side, a lack of curiosity or, actively avoiding new information, that's often linked to lower cognitive ability. Your brain is simply choosing the path of growth. Now, this whole tendency doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It's actually part of a much bigger pattern of habits that all point to a mind that's geared for deep analytical thinking. It is all connected. So let me ask you, do any of these sound familiar? You really dislike superficial small talk. You absolutely need to walk alone sometimes just to process your thoughts. Maybe you overthink things, but in a productive way. These aren't just random quirks. They are really common traits for people whose brains are wired to seek out depth and meaning. You value the mental space it takes to actually connect ideas. And that really gets to the heart of it. Small talk is a lot like trying to remember names just for the sake of it. It doesn't give you that dopamine hit of new, meaningful information. For a brain that craves substance, it can feel like empty calories. It's just mentally draining with no real reward at the end. Okay, so let's bring this all together. What is the one big thing, the final takeaway you should get from all this? This is it. Stop thinking you have a bad memory. You don't. You have a highly selective one. Your brain isn't failing you. It's filtering for you. It's optimized for information that builds your understanding of the world, not just for remembering social details. When it comes right down to it, your brain's number one priority is progress. It instinctively values any information that helps you grow, understand the world better, and solve complex problems. It's choosing to build you up, not just help you fit in. So, the next time you forget a name, don't worry about it. Instead, maybe just ask yourself this: what fascinating, complex, and wonderfully random thing is my intellectually hungry brain going to decide to learn next? Embrace it, because that's where the real growth is.